Do you want to try some icebreakers to jumpstart your meetings? So today I'm gonna give you 3 useful and fun techniques that are really gonna help boost your virtual team morale. Are you ready? Well then, my name is Irina and I am a project manager professional. I've managed small to large global scale projects for the past 10 years in companies of various size and areas. I work in construction businesses, oil and gas, in blockchain startup, and even I did my own businesses. Now I work as a project manager in a bank and I really like to use in my job these techniques. Let's go! Before we move forward into these 3 icebreakers techniques, just quickly figure out why should we do icebreakers. As you know, for doing projects, people get together for a while, it may not be long time, and they start to work together even sometimes didn't know each other before. Moreover, working remotely and as a project manager, we need to collect people in a virtual team who don't even see each other except in Zoom, right? As any team, virtual team follow the same stages of formation. I just remember them: forming, storming, norming, performing, and enjoying. If you want to know more about these stages, click the link below and you can see my video about it. The really cool thing about these icebreakers is that you can do them at the beginning of your meeting. You can actually interject them throughout your meeting, or if you have a standard meeting with the same people, you actually can split it over time, over multiple meetings. It's really going to be up to you. That is cool thing with all these activities. As for general rules for all icebreakers techniques, I recommend you to determine the total time for activity and the time for each participant to express their opinion. As a facilitator, I recommend that you start first. In this way, you will become an example for your team members, and this will allow them to feel more comfortable. For example, say, "Hey everybody, welcome to the meeting, and before we move forward discussing our work questions, let's stretch our brains for 10 minutes. So on that note, let's do the first one. Icebreaker for your team number 1. Would you rather? Maybe you already know this game. In this activity, you have to choose between 2 sometimes ridiculous options, or sometimes it's like too really hard to decide if you'd rather do one thing or other thing, and explain why you choose it. So this game is meant to make your team think. Sometimes it's really funny and sometimes it's really deep, because it's really have to think about the answer you would give you if you only have 2 options. So explain the rules for your team, determine the time for each team member, and let's move to the question. I give you some interesting example of questions. First, would you rather have no internet access at all for 1 month or be without your phone for 1 year? Think about it. What would you choose and why? This is very important. Ask your team to explain it out loud. Okay, next question. Would you rather win $50 billion in the lottery or live twice as long? I think it's a very popular question when you have to choose between money and life. So in regards to the questions, you can use some generator for would you rather questions. The second icebreaker I want to give you is what if. This is great because you don't have to do any preparation from a participant's perspective. Still, as a facilitator, you have to welcome everyone to the meeting, tell them how much time you are going to spend on this activity. And in this icebreaker, you can suggest the current problems faced by your team or a company as a whole. For instance, create a new app for your company which allows you to attract and use segments of consumers, or how to increase employer engagement. This is a tricky question for your team. I recommend you don't stop your imagination on this. In this fun, anything goes. The more imaginative the concept, the better. Next step, after you suggest the problem, ask everyone to slightly write down 3 of the wildest, most ambitious or audacious what-if ideas they can imagine to solve this challenge. Afterwards, have participants take turns sharing your what-if ideas with the group. Don't forget to determine the time to think about the question and the time for each participant. For example, 1 minute for thinking and 2 minutes for each one to express. It's up to you. And as a facilitator of this activity, I suggest you start first. That's really interesting because you get to see people's thoughts process, and it just brings about some really good conversation, some additional insight. Now that's really cool with this activity is you can take the same concept, and if you're really working in something new collectively, like a product offering or some brainstorming and creativity, you can take that concept and you can make it more work related. The last icebreaker I want to share with you, this one is excellent when you want to bring about creativity. As a previous time, you can start your meeting with, hey, how are you? How is everybody? Let's have this meeting. Let's just start off with something really fun and easy. Don't forget about time on this activity and ask them about superpowers they want, or dream vacation, or dinner with the famous, or for example, my own reality show. You can choose one of these subjects or create your own, of course. I'm just giving you examples. Then you ask them, if you could have just one superpower, what would it be and why? Let them think and create your own option. About dream vacation, you can ask your team, if you could go on 2-week, all expenses paid dream vacation anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? About dinner with the famous, you can ask, if you could have dinner with any 3 famous celebrities or historical figures, past or present, who would you invite and why? And last, about my own reality show, ask them, if you were to start in your own reality TV series, what would it be called and why? Now that you have some great virtual icebreaker activities in your back pocket, I'm sure you should definitely try to incorporate one of them into your meetings. You'll see this is really funny and it's just gonna help you and your team get better. If you have any other ideas for icebreakers, please put them in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye bye.